our podcast, Name Doesn't Matter.
Hashtag TNDM.
With your hosts, JJ Mangold and
Tanner Banks. Sponsored by Slickster Magazine. Everything you like in one place. How's it going, everybody? My name is Tanner Banks, and we're here with my co-host, JJ Mangold, for The Name Doesn't Matter.
Hashtag TNDM.
How y'all doing today? Well, actually, to be honest, I don't care because, well, I don't think we could actually find out, because we can't do these live, can we?
We could if you wanted, but who would watch that right now?
I mean, I don't think it'd be worth the effort.
Probably not.
I do have other stuff to do, so... Well, anyways, aside from all that awkwardness, we've got a pretty good episode in my mind.
Be quite the hardware setup for that.
Oh God.
Or software setup. You know, you gotta use voice meter, you gotta link it all together, make sure Twitch, you gotta make sure your bitrate and internet's working well.
Oh God. I mean, to be fair though, we do have a voice meter right there on the board.
No, I mean the program voice meter used for ASIO inputs.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be a bit of a bitch to deal with, but I don't know. I mean,
I thought about it once.
To be fair, both of us stream.
Correct.
And I have done live.
Mm-hmm.
I have done this kind of stuff live when I did a radio show for my university, so I think it would just be more setting everything up.
You know what we need? we need like one of our phones with the microphone handset, and then just act like, okay, we're taking calls now, and then just pick up our handset from the middle of the table and just be like,
hello,
you're on the air. Speak to the wonderful people.
Oh God, the wonderful people, the wonderful people.
That's beautiful people.
I do not give a fuck about the beautiful people, the wonderful people.
That's very kind and noble of you, sir.
My name is Mr. Kind and Noble. No, it's not.
It's Dr. Mr. Kind and Noble to you.
Mr. Dr. Professor Kind and Noble,
there you
Esquire, to you.
LTD.
DDS. Well, aside from all that, though...
What a wonderful way to start your day. Just brush your teeth the 2 minutes of just goof rambles.
Indeed. Well, the whole thing is, streaming is honestly, it's enjoyable, but it's hard as fuck.
It can be. It's a lot of pressure. Some people can't handle it, as we've seen, even at the very top.
Oh, yeah.
You really have to be mindful.
Well, the reason why I bring it up is because the biggest live stream, or can we even really call it a live stream? Because it's more of a broadcast at this point.
It's a broadcast.
The biggest live stream in, I'd say, the history of eSports, in terms of, I would say, the importance that it has for the direction of it, is going on right now. And of course, we are talking about the Overwatch League. As of right now, the first match of the inaugural season between the San Francisco Shock and Los Angeles Valiant. Yeah, is going on. And we popped in just to kind of see what was all going on, and I was impressed.
Yeah, hardcore games. The 3D cinematography is also a lot better than last time as well. Just having all the swaps between players and then the spectate cameras just give you a nice overview of everything. The brand new coded UI and constant player outlines for the viewers.
Well, I mean, all that was there for like the for the Overwatch World Cup, and you didn't watch that.
I wasn't there,
but I can tell you that it was a lot better this time, simply because you can tell that they're really getting an idea of what to be doing. Because one of the main complaints people had, and probably will have still, is that they played away from the action occasionally. Like, you wouldn't see some of the big moves that happened, and then they'd be like, "Oh fuck, we missed it." Whereas, like, when you watch, let's say, Seagull when he streams, you'll see it happen because they're all there.
Yeah,
and you know, that's the problem with it, and we saw a little bit of it in the parts that we were watching, and I think that as this season progresses,
they'll get better at predictions.
And also, I think they'll be able to figure out how to have that multi-camera setup, because here's the thing. Like, let's look at football. how many cameras do you see on the sidelines, at the end
A
zone?
lot.
I mean, look at the
They're
fly
everywhere.
cams, like
Yeah, on the wires that just travel back and forth.
which is crazy. I still don't understand 100% how they get those up there. You know what I mean? Just because it's like
a wing and a prayer and a very tough steel cable.
I guess.
Because you see them. Well, that's what I used to say about the digger cams for NASCAR. Like, how does that act? You know, what if someone ran over it?
Boogity, 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 boogity.
Pretty much. Yeah, because that was a big thing to do, getting the digger cams on the track.
Well, I think that the thing is, it's like, they've got the cameras all there. I think that they're going to need to have more camera operators and somebody at the lead to control what we see because, I mean...
Yeah, like TV.
like in TV.
You'll just have to do like a television setup.
Because, I mean, the numbers that we saw for the
first match.
For the first match between San Francisco and LA,
it was 250 or 350.
It was 369,000 people. Now we don't have the exact numbers in front of us,
and things change with time.
And I guarantee you, there'll
be more as other teams play.
Like when it's
less.
Oh, it might be less for the second match, but I guarantee you that Dallas versus Seoul, which the teams that were that it was Lunatic High were the Korean team, and they won, I think, 3 straight Apex tournaments. Apex was the Overwatch League before Overwatch League was a thing, and they won 3 of the 4. And the team that won the other one, I think it was actually the first one, was Team Envious, and that was huge because it was a Western team coming in and beating the best teams in the East because Korea is far and away the best. Well, maybe not even far and away at this point. I mean, they're the ones who have had the eSports culture the longest, for sure.
Yeah, but people will catch up eventually.
But I think that was a big wake-up call. And the thing is, Lunatic High became Seoul Dynasty. Envious became the Dallas Fuel.
Oh, nice.
So that's the big thing. And then they added a couple big names, like Seagulls. They're now XQC, who's, as I've mentioned, extremely toxic and does not set a good precedent for a lot of people. He's
wonderful,
the best Winston there is. I mean, the stuff. I mean, I dream of playing with that ability. Not like him, but at his ability.
Right.
Although I'm starting to shy away from Winston and play Zarya more, but either way, I think that it's interesting because these numbers that we're getting for like just a regular, this was what will become like a Thursday. It's a Wednesday night game essentially. Gives us an indication of where we can see this on the spectrum compared to other sports. Yeah. Like a Wednesday night basketball game for the NBA is probably going to get about 1.2, 1.5 million people to view it.
Yeah.
So that puts things into perspective. Just a regular whatever night is going to get 4 to 5 times as many people, if it's nobody impressive, as an Overwatch League match. And this is the first match that ever happened in the proper sense. So I think that, with all this hype being generated and built up, I think that this helps explain why esports is probably going to be in that weird is it or isn't it kind of state for the next couple years. Because, I mean, 361,000 is ridiculous. 369,000. We could even say if they doubled it, for the big matchup later tonight, that would be close to 800,000. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, for just the first.
But at the same time, comparing it to other sports, or even things like soccer, which doesn't do as well, they still do better, pretty easily better than this. And I think that's one of the things is, as it builds up, and it will. I mean...
It will. Give it time.
It's going to do bigger and better things. But, I mean, there's a lot to all this because people clearly see the potential in this because...
Even I, the fucking detractor and shit talker of esports, found it to be actually enjoyable.
Well, I mean, because I think it was nothing like what you thought it was going to be.
Thank God.
Because I think you were thinking it was going to be very unprofessional, just basically looking like a nice Twitch stream.
Yeah.
But like the fact that there was commentary, and the commentary was way better this time. It was better. It was on track.
Nicely.
The cameras, the UI was nice. Having the team colors indicated, I thought all of that was really nice.
Yeah, all the abilities and everything.
And then the fact that who was the first sponsor that we saw the second commercials came up? Intel.
Yep, Intel, and then HP with Omen.
And then I know T-Mobile, they were the sponsors for the Overwatch World Cup.
I mean, if they're gonna have a nice McDonald's sponsorship.
I would say Wendy's. Twitter game is too strong.
I know, dude. That Wendy's Twitter game kills me. I'm like, damn, Wendy's, get them.
Get them.
And then GameStop just tried to emulate it and fell flat on the face.
Well, probably because Wendy's actually has a good product.
Right.
But anyways, getting back to this, I mean, people, major companies know the value of this because Twitch got I think it's exclusive.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yep.
They got the exclusive
directly from Blizzard itself.
Rights to stream the Overwatch League broadcast. I think is the better term.
Yeah, it's broadcast at this point.
And they paid $90 million for it. I think it's a 2-year deal.
It's a nice chunk.
My guess is they're looking at it as a 2-year deal to show to other networks, more traditional media, hey, this is a real thing. And
just
then
turn on like TNT.
I think it'll be on
like
ESPN before
or ESPN, and it's just like that. Wouldn't surprise me. I mean, they've shown high school games.
Oh yeah, they show high school games all the time. But I think the idea is like, give us 2 years, and we'll show you what we can do. Mm-hmm. I think the 369,000 is impressive. Yeah. I mean, for
initial results.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. And I think that here's the other thing: Twitch got this for $90 million. And they did this because they know they're going to make a profit.
Oh, yeah, those ads. Ooh.
The ad revenue is
ridiculous. Great.
But that's the interesting thing is, I mean, how much do you think they're expecting to profit off of this? If they're paying $90 million,
I would guess they're expecting double, 180.
I think they might be expecting
because that's
north of 3 times.
Yeah, they got to break. That's breaking even, basically.
Because when you think, it's usually like you have to double your investment to break even when you include other costs or something like that. Yeah,
that's especially in movies. Because with movies, you also have you have to pay out for advertising deals, but
marketing is ridiculous.
Are the advertising deal.
Exactly, but I think that that's not the only form of revenue that's going into this though, right. Because for all the teams, there is the whole buying of the skins thing, and I think that that's something we should probably talk about as well because, well, people are just being completely off base and just acting like just ignoramuses and just bitching about everything because people are complaining about the token and payment system. Well, yeah, because, I mean, what are you going to do? Not let every team have a skin for literally every character?
Okay, so it's every character has each team skin?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think one of the main problems people have is that they're just recolors. And to be fair, that's pretty on point. I mean, they're essentially just recolors. And not all the colors really look that great. I mean, Mayhem, the Florida Mayhem, the red and yellow, they look like McDonald's characters. The Soul Dynasty, theirs is black and gold. Farrah has a skin almost exactly like that already. So,
yeah. Well, my thing is people talk about, like I just mentioned quantity, but it's like, do you really need to own every skin for every character? Or are you going to use them all?
Right.
You're going to have teams also that you dislike that you're not really going to care much about.
You don't see me buying a Draymond Green jersey.
Right. Well, yeah, exactly. You don't see people in sports, just in general, owning a jersey from every team.
I mean, some guys do, but those guys are considered total jersey heads, and that's just different.
That's profit money. Because they probably see that as profit, and they could sell it in the future.
The thing is, these are jerseys essentially. It's
pretty much. They're just you're repping colors.
Yeah, you're repping your team. I would love though for there to be actual jerseys. I mean, I don't really love the style that they have the actual people playing with. Mm-hmm. It kind of looks a little cheesy to me. I think that they could tweak it a bit.
Of course.
But it still looks good.
Just come out in the friggin' tank top and booty shorts from the 50s basketball.
Oh my god, the booty shorts.
That'd be hilarious. And like knee-high socks. Mm-hmm. The white ones with the red and blue bands at the top.
One thing I will say, though, if they were to include the UI changes for that character with that skin color...
That'd be pretty cool.
Okay, if I could play with, Houston Outlaws green or, the blue for the fuel or...
Now, that'd be cool.
Yeah, or I think it's purple
Just
with
to
the
change it up.
gladiators. Yeah, that would be awesome. I would be down for that. But I don't think that's a thing. So,
Right.
and I mean, here's the other
That's
thing.
all right.
People are calling them overpriced because it's $5 for a skin. You get one for free,
Mm-hmm.
and if you download the Overwatch League app, and connect your account with it, you get another one.
Mm-hmm.
And
Do you choose which one they are?
Yeah, you choose. You can.
Oh
That's the
yeah,
thing.
Doug's doing tokens. Yeah. I
And
mean,
you get tokens for watching. You get this stuff just by participating and doing the shit you would have already done. And the whole thing is, it is to support the team. The money goes to the league and to the teams.
mm-hmm.
So if you want to support your team, this is a way to do it. That's all this is about. But I don't know. I mean, we're normally on the consumer side with just about everything.
Yeah, I'm against loot boxes and some cosmetic DLC. I'll
But
shit all over it, but see, that was my complaint. With these, you can actually buy them, but you need coins. And is there any other way than loot box to get the coins?
you don't get them through loot boxes. You can either buy them or you can earn coins
Are these
by
separate
watching
then?
matches. Yeah,
Are
these
they-
are
oh,
completely
they're
separate.
separate?
They're
Oh, okay.
completely separate. And they're not coins. It's not like coins are tokens.
Yeah, because I know you can get the 1 tokens out of the loot boxes. I've gotten them.
Yeah, the coins, that's currency.
Yeah, just to buy this stuff outright.
Yeah, these are completely separate things.
See,
They're not
now
loot boxes at all.
that's better to me because you can outright buy these jerseys.
Yeah.
And why would you want to buy all of them?
Because that's stupid.
Well, I
mean,
know
come
some
on.
people, but you got to think if you're doing it for collection purposes, this is a digital collection. Overwatch is not going to be around forever. It is a Blizzard IP, so it should have a good shelf life, but
I don't know,
it's
man.
an internet-only thing, and it's not going to survive forever.
I-
Eventually, they might do like an Overwatch 2.
They might, kind of like how they did StarCraft 2.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I disagree.
It's Activision.
Here's the thing. That's like saying Mario won't last forever. And
Granted.
it has. And that might be blasphemous to say, but I think that Overwatch, in terms of where it's heading, is going to be at that level. In terms of the quality that game came out with and the level of hype that it's generated and kept at.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's never going to be the original great platformer. Of course not. But it might be the original true esport. Not League of Legends, not Dota.
Yeah, because it's legitimate broadcasting league. Everyone's behind it.
I mean, don't get me wrong. There was like 1 million people that watched the League of Legends finals. But at the same time, they don't... I mean, it's all a bunch of scattered leagues, things. I mean, this is going to be the first true esport.
Yeah.
Basically ticking every box that I wrote that in my article about how you get it, because they included the ladder, they included how to get better, they're improving their ranking up system, clubs are forming, you're starting to see collegiate systems be built. I mean, in terms of what we are seeing,
It'll probably start this tidal wave. It'll come.
I think it is the tidal wave.
Yeah. It's going to be the tidal wave that's going to start the rest of the ocean movement.
And the crazy thing is, a lot of the stuff isn't even finished being implemented because every match is in Los Angeles right now.
Right.
Next year, here's the crazy part for you, JJ.
What?
The matches are going to be in the
Olympics.
actual cities. So,
nice.
So like when the New York Excelsior go to Boston to face off Boston, they're going to be facing off in Boston.
That's cool.
When, I mean, that's the other thing is, and they're apparently going to be
It's going to be like NBA. It's going to be like actual sports.
Apparently, they're going to be adding like 6 or something teams. Because, I mean, to be fair, there's only like 3 non-American teams. There's the Seoul Dynasty, the London, I forget London's name, London Spitfire, and the Shanghai Dragons. I think that's the only ones. But, I mean, there's going to have to be other teams in, like, Tokyo or...
It'll come.
I mean, it's going to come. I wonder what the other cities are going to be. I would guess there will be a team in Germany.
Major metropolitan areas.
But, I mean, here's the thing. What do we determine as major? Because...
Internet traffic, that's what we determine.
Because, well, I mean, you got to think that would just mostly put them all in East Asia. I mean, Tokyo's got like 30-something million. There's Beijing. There's...
Well, they could always do surveys.
Or just... they probably already know it. I mean, it's not gonna be based off that. It's gonna be based off ownership.
Yeah.
Kind of like the shit going on right now with FC Cincinnati trying to be an MLS team here in Ohio.
It's just whoever wants to invest in it.
Pretty much.
Whoever's got the more money to swing.
Yeah, I mean, money is a big thing, but I mean, there's just money in sports. I mean,
always was.
Do you remember when like they switched over from like the BCS style in college football to like the playoff format?
Yep.
Dr. Pepper, just to put their name on the trophy, paid like $80 million.
Mm-hmm.
And so
there's money.
Yeah, and well, that's the other topic though. I mean,
I will say this though about esports.
What?
Hopefully, since esports is competition, you have all the competition games. Hopefully, this doesn't breed the new form of them not being fun anymore, and everyone just takes them serious 24/7, and then you have more toxic behavior starting, because then a lot of people are going to get detracted from wanting to join it.
I mean, it's just going to be this. If it is going to be like an actual sport, it'll just be like basketball.
Yeah,
you'll run into those people. Of course you will. But you're also going to run into the just Joe from the gym that you're just like, hey, what's up, dude?
Right.
Want to shoot some hoops? Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping. There's still going to be those
I think that it's
groups of people that'll be more recreational.
I think that as this thing grows and continues to spread out, we're going to see that. We're going to see that side on one side just super toxic and overly competitive, but we're also going to see the people that take it super casually as video games become more casually friendly.
I find it funny we talk about this, and you and I are both signed up to do a little tournament
oh, yeah,
for Call of Duty. And we talk about this.
Well, to be fair, I haven't played Call of Duty in, hold on, let me do the numbers real quick.
When was the 360 launched?
I haven't played Call of Duty since...
Was Infinity Ward good?
I haven't played Call of Duty since Modern Warfare 2. I haven't played since my freshman year of high school.
So that would be 2010.
Yeah, I haven't played in 8 years.
Oh my god.
But I mean, that's the thing.
Yeah, especially if we're doing controllers.
Yeah. Although, I mean, I used to actually be a pretty decent sniper. Back in the day.
And I find it funny because, you would tell me like, oh man, dude, look at these people who friend you on Xbox, like number 14 in the world on Advanced Warfare, and then the other guy showed you who's apparently big, and I'm just like, I don't care. I mean, they're big and all, and the one guy we co-owned a clan on Advanced Warfare, and we were always Diamond Division.
Nice.
For their, because that was Advanced Warfare's top tier was Diamond Division. We would win. And then, because I think we did that once, but we were always dominating Gold Division. But, it's just like, I don't even care about the game that much anymore.
Yeah.
I moved on. Because, for me, I played COD since World at War. I was one late, per se, but, you play it for X amount of years, 8 to 10 years, you just get bored. It's time to move on.
Well,
you can only rehash it so many times. Now, granted, you had that changeover to Advanced Warfare that added verticality. Black Ops 3 did the wall running. Infinite Warfare was a shit mess. And then they try to go back to,
World War II.
Boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground, indeed.
That's okay.
Have you played World War II yet?
Yeah, I own it.
Oh,
well, I don't own it. I play it through someone else's account.
Oh, just like how I watch Netflix through my parents'
account.
I'm
like...
We're a bunch of scumbags.
Yeah, I've already prestiged. I'll be on Prestige 2.
Jesus!
Yeah, I know. It's pretty ridiculous. Not really.
But you... whatever.
I think the highest level I ever reached, it was MW3. It was really easy to advance level-wise. And it was the first time I ever saw Activision come in, and the original cap was 10 prestiges.
Yeah.
I think it was 65 or 70. Or no, 60, 65, because 70 was MW2. That was the only one that ever did 70. And I remember they had to come in and do 11 through 20. They had to patch that in. And I ended up being 15th prestige. I played that game so much, it was unfair.
Jesus.
Because that was when...
Now you don't even play them?
Yeah, because that was when I helped start our local clan. Huber Heights ended up having a clan,
Okay.
and I co-led that with someone.
How'd you guys do?
Oh, we fucking wiped the floor with everyone. It
Nice.
was ridiculous because we had everybody high end here, including me. Because the guy who was 14th in the world. Now this isn't overall. This was
NA.
no, it was one specific game mode. I think it's hardcore, possibly like hardcore Dom, something like that. I ran across him and I was doing better than he was,
Huh.
and he had so much more play time. His stats were up there, KD rate was up there, and I'd do better than him sometimes.
Huh.
And then that was when I also was really good at call outs and all that.
Yeah. Well, that's one thing I've noticed with you and Overwatch is the fact that you can make and respond to call-outs fairly well.
Yeah, almost perfectly.
Well, no, I would not even say anywhere near
Yeah.
perfectly. Your call-outs need some work, but that's just because of the way that maps work in Overwatch. But it's interesting though, because now all I ever hear from you is just how oh, I'm playing the Vive, oh, I'm doing my virtual reality thing.
It just came in yesterday. Don't give me that shit.
But all you've been talking about for weeks is, oh man, I gotta get a Vive. Oh man, I'm gonna get a Vive.
Because it's fun. I wanted something different. Gosh.
Well, you're not the only one who's wanted something different. Gosh, because it would seem that the Minnesota Vikings can contribute at least part of their success this season to virtual reality because their quarterback, Case Keenum, who has always been C- at best, has played much, much better. He's not been at like Carson Wentz, Tom Brady level, but
Give him a B plus for effort.
I mean, he's been pretty damn good. And apparently, he contributes a lot of that success to the fact that he's taken over 2,500 reps in virtual reality.
Lovely.
And it's interesting that we talked about eSports, which is a form of technology in sports, obviously. But this is like the more kind of like what you would see in like Rocky shit. I mean, true technology meeting sports. And it's interesting because, I mean, first of all, it's
not
a lot
gimmick.
It's a lot safer.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, in terms of probably helping him memorize the playbook, time everything, and then not have to worry about having those timings and everything beaten out of his head by his linemen.
All right.
Is probably incredibly helpful. But
That's
this,
impressive.
I mean, that's not the only thing. I mean, I think it was 2 or 3 years ago where Dartmouth University, I mean, it's an Ivy League school, big whoop, but they're still Division I, a Division I football school. They do not have any of their contact drills be with each other now. They do everything with robots that are programmed with all the plays and everything. And I mean, it's been a huge help for them apparently. And I mean, it's so crazy because I mean that's the kind of shit you would see in like the old Madden and college football games where you would just like see the little like cones or whatever chase you and shit. And it was really helpful. I was just like, oh shit, yeah, this is cool. And then I saw it and I'm like, man, that can't really be the same, is it? And then I thought, well, it's probably a lot safer, prevents injuries. So I mean, I'm all for it to be honest. But
me too. It just also cements the fact that virtual reality is more than a gimmick now.
Yeah,
we're still in the gimmicky years, but we're teething. Basically. We're teething out of it, which is a good thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what are some of the other stuff with the Vive? I mean, you're the one who's got it. I mean,
well, what's really cool is when you get it, you have two options. You can do the all ages or 18 and over. The only difference is the 18 and over, you just get Fallout 4 VR.
Is that it?
Well, there's that, and there's like two other things that you get with the all ages. It's like Mount Everest.
Okay.
Guess you can climb Mount Everest.
That's
something like that.
That's pretty cool.
And then there was something else, but you have Fallout VR, a free month subscription to Viveport, which allows you to download 5 premium apps for free each month.
Virtual porn.
Arizona Sunshine. I don't know, but yeah.
What's Arizona Sunshine? Sunshine. What's Arizona Sunshine? My name's Sean Connery.
Well, apparently it's supposed to be one of the best, like, FPS zombie shooters.
Okay.
It's supposed to simulate, because they always make the joke how you and your buddies back in the day would talk about how long would you survive in the apocalypse, and this is supposed to do that.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Damn, man, I remember. Remember watching. We
The
used
Zombie Survival Guide. How
by
to get that from
Max
the library.
Brooks. Oh my god, I got it for.
I actually read that.
I got it for my birthday, I think. I remember us having the exact plan, like right down to like the remote lake we found on Google Maps.
Yeah, I mean, it's.
And then well, I mean, to be fair, if it's running zombies, the entire world is fucked. If they're shamblers, it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's interesting. So, is there any other games that you're looking to play with VR?
Probably once I find them, because right now I look through their top-rated lists and what they have available.
Yeah.
Also, a thing that comes with it is Google's Tilt Brush. Oh, it's so cool.
Is that the thing where you can
3D painting? Oh, okay, it's so cool.
I want to try that.
Oh,
that's what you're talking about. Okay.
Yeah, the tilt brush is really awesome because you have there is a panel to the far left that does like the skybox. You can change up a little bit, and then you can add fog to your room.
Ooh.
But you can change the canvas because your left hand is basically your palette. So you have the whole 16.8 million color hue.
Nice.
And then you can rotate it. And then you have all the tip designs, and then there's like special ones, like you can pepper in stars that'll actually blink and twinkle. And
that's awesome.
Yeah, and then you could change the room. Like I had one that was like a demon canvas, and a 3D projection comes up, and you can view it there, and you can like do overlays on it.
Nice.
And it's all 3D, so depending how far forward you reach is where that tip is going to land. You can actually tilt yourself forward and go through it and look at it from all 3 dimensions.
That's cool.
Or all 360 degrees. It is pretty cool. I enjoy it.
You know, there's a did you see the Chinese PUBG ripoff on the VR thing yet? It's called Hunt for the Last Chicken. Did you see that?
I think I did. There's also a new one coming out on Steam. It's Minecraft. It's the voxel style of PUBG. I was like, and they're making a big deal of it too. Which
so the Hunger Games, basically. The Hunger Games game mode in Minecraft. That's all.
Pretty much.
I mean, that was like one of the big things.
But
I remember playing that game.
Yeah,
was fun.
I do remember seeing that in PUBG. Yeah, it looked goofy, and then like the pictures, like this 3D dummy model. It's got the Vive on it, and it's just covered in pans. I was like, this doesn't look professional at all. I open it up, and it's just straight Chinese characters. I was like, oh, that would explain it.
Ooh, the shade.
Not really, but I was like, what is this cover photo? I was like, and then you look at it, it's like, okay, it's actually trying to be competent. Well, because there's one I actually do want to look at. I want to see how the Vive handles it.
Mm-hmm.
It's, I can't remember the name, but there's a single player, and there's a separate app that's a multiplayer. And I'd kind of be interested to figure out how the Vive handles multiplayer. You can do VR chat. I mean, that's a free thing, but that's just a chat.
That I by the way, I figured out the weird thing in the chat the other day from when we were playing Overwatch, and like the dude was asking if we know Doe and shit.
Oh.
Apparently that's from VR chat.
That's hilarious.
Anyways.
Well, if anything, PewDiePie might have the answer.
He does.
He's done episodes on VR chat.
That's some weird shit.
It is some weird shit. Dude, VR chat is weird. You know what would be really scary? Second Life VR.
Oh, like where people just live in the VR world? And
have you ever heard of Second Life from years back? It is basically take out your fantasy. Like, I've seen...
Say what?
Donkey did an episode on it talking about it, or showing it, and it's like, you can create your rooms. It's like VR chat, but...
So what, it's The Sims?
Yeah, but it's you actually talking and controlling the character, and I love how they have the older male, and it's backlit, so you can't see him. He's like, my avatar is an 11-year-old girl. She just loves to dance in a free spirit, and I'm just like, I'm tasting pedo vibes in my mouth.
Hopefully not too much in your mouth.
Hey-oh! And then there's like a room that's like a bunch of shirtless to naked cowboys.
Okay.
And then there's like 18 plus rooms. It's just weird. I remember he found one that was Kermit with 2 gold medals, bandana, 2 katanas, and then riding a slug. Weird shit.
I mean, to be fair, you can't expect
With a
anything
blunt in
less
his mouth.
from a virtual reality. I mean, virtual reality Second Life is going to happen. Might not be that name, but I mean, think about how many times in media we see people portrayed,
Mm-hmm.
living a Second Life in a virtual world. And to be fair, it's one thing we've mentioned is
It
that
could be fun.
it could be, but I mean,
People gonna make it scary.
and people are going to get lost in it, which is unfortunate. But it also brings up that interesting part about, well, if somebody's truly happy in that world, is that a good or bad thing? I would say I would lean towards bad, but at the same time,
Healthcare.
yeah, their health.
You
For
gotta
sure.
come out at some point.
But it's
That's gonna be a
interesting.
lot of money for us to pay.
It is. I mean,
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of what is it, Jack and Julie? You ever heard of the Birdemic films by James Doohan?
no.
Okay, well they're really horrible, and he
Okay.
actually made a film that was Jack and Julie, and it comes to find that he's living in a virtual world,
Huh.
and that's his girlfriend.
Virtual girlfriend.
Yeah.
Huh.
And it's just like really interesting. Yeah, I mean it's horribly cinematography and all that direction, but
It's an interesting concept.
it's that same idea. But what I don't know if he realizes it or not, or if it's just for the audience to find out at the end that it was all a lie.
Couldn't tell you. I've never heard it, obviously.
It's like the romantic Matrix.
The Romantrics.
So, yeah, exactly, the Romantrics. Man, we say this stuff, and if they actually make this stuff, I want my $1 million. You know what? I'll just be Cliff Bleszinski and just be like, $1 billion franchise.
$1 billion. You know what you could make that $1 billion with?
There was no way Lawbreakers was going to be that.
No.
Because it was too much like the others.
I mean,
They wanted to try and differentiate with anti-grav.
the
And then
arena
the hero
style
stuff.
shooting.
Yeah, the arena style with the hero classes. But it was an oversaturated market then.
And it's just Overwatch probably just, I mean, it just did do it better.
Overwatch dominated. You know, they blame PUBG for its loss.
To be
Two
fair,
totally different games, though, with two different audiences to a degree.
anytime a game or anything comes out and just blocks everything,
I just checked the
blows
stats.
up.
There were 1.6 million people playing it last night, and its peak was 2.4, 2.5 that day.
Exactly. Here's the thing: when there's that many people playing, watching, whatever, it's almost impossible for you to go up against it. Shit. Okay.
Battleborn, let that be your example.
I'll give you a film example. Ferdinand.
Mm-hmm.
The movie with John Cena voicing it. Turns out the movie was actually pretty good. Most people thought it was just going to be awful because why would anything want to go up against Star Wars?
Mm-hmm.
Well, because, usually the movies that go up against them are things like Alvin and the Chipmunks or shit that's like obviously they're just for overfill.
Shovelware.
Just to be there for people filtering out or who didn't get a ticket.
Mm-hmm.
The problem
For
is
the kids.
Star Wars was really good, despite what some people say. Because clearly...
Okay, we're talking about 8.
Because, Ferdinand, despite how good it was, and it was
Mm-hmm.
pretty damn good, couldn't get over the Star Wars hype and the hype from the Pixar film Coco.
Yeah.
I mean...
It's a lot to go up against.
It is a lot to go up against, and there is truth to the idea that if one thing is just super successful, that it will block others from being successful.
It'll just shadow it, everything.
I mean, shit, that's one of the things we talked about, like games, how we just don't play a lot of games anymore because we're playing only a few games.
Yeah, the big ones that we really enjoy and are really popular, and they still have a huge player base.
Although, to be fair, the two games that you and I have been playing a lot lately are neither of those. At least at this point anymore. Shell Shock and Left 4 Dead 2.
That is true.
But then we'll get up and play Overwatch.
Right. But I find it funny that Left 4 Dead 2, I saw this review. This dude had 9,000 hours on record. The comment just said, "This game ruined my social life."
I'm sorry, how could you have that many hours on the game? It's not that deep.
I don't know. It's really not, unless you're like playing every campaign ever made.
I just don't get it. I mean,
5 times.
I mean,
Because that's a lot of DLC campaigns that exist.
But at the same time, I mean, shit. I mean, that'd be like saying Civ 5 just because of all the different, scenarios. I mean, you could never do every scenario with every country on every map style. You just couldn't, especially with
No.
the Steam Workshop. But at the same time, I mean, Skyrim channels are still going and still going strong.
GTA 5 channels are still going, but they're dying.
Also,
They've been dying.
Skyrim is a couple years older than GTA 5, to be fair.
Oh, yeah. And it's a lot more popular.
Yeah, and just better.
In the long run. Yeah, the thing that sucked for GTA is no storyline add-ons and shitty multiplayer.
It's just bad multiplayer. Just not enough servers, not enough.
The drop-ins and dropouts is ridiculous.
And no ability to just have private matches, really.
You can, but they don't count towards anything.
Exactly.
They're useless.
Because I would love to be able to just drop into a private server with some friends and go do some
God,
heists.
and the friggin' player base. You want to talk about toxic?
Yeah, I remember dropping in and instantly getting run over. Repeatedly.
Or when they have the mics, that's even better. I'm like, oh, I want to die.
I could give you a more toxic one. League of Legends.
Ooh. Call of Duty was pretty bad for a while. I remember that.
I would always...
That was brutal.
Okay, I'll be honest. I only ever played free-for-all or team deathmatch. Those are the only two matches.
Dude, if you wanted to ever reach toxic levels to the max, it was Search and Destroy.
I was about to say, it had to be Search and Destroy.
So bad.
Call of Duty CSGO edition.
Oh, dude, it was so bad. I didn't want to play the game mode anymore. I haven't played Search and Destroy since maybe MW3.
Nice.
I don't really play it because I hate listening to the people, and then when you do play it, it gets boring, and it's tough to play alone because usually no one talks in COD anymore, and it can be really difficult to play an objective, one life to live game.
I don't know why people would do that in COD when there's so many better options. There just are.
If you want to play that, just go play Rainbow Six Siege
or CS:GO
or CS:GO.
But I mean, to be fair though, the most fun that I ever had growing up in video games, outside of
those aren't consoles. Well, Siege is, but not CS:GO.
Yeah. Growing up, outside of like my young gaming days with like Sly Cooper and NBA Street and all those games.
Far ahead of you guys.
My favorite game growing up, one of my favorite games was Modern Warfare 2. It just was.
Mm-hmm.
And
I think it was a lot of people's favorite game for a good time.
I mean, it
was just masterclass for FPS.
It really was.
Like,
it was balanced.
People always say that Modern Warfare 1 was best. I'm like, I think MW2 was the best they ever produced. Infinity Ward knew what they were doing.
Because here's the thing. It was so well balanced.
It was.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Sometimes I felt like the game was kind of broken when I would use a thermal sensor on a sniper.
Well, that
sometimes I felt a little broken.
Heartbeat sensor.
I never used the heartbeat sensor.
I have. It helped. They should have probably had it to where you couldn't have some attachments for like S&D.
Okay, I'll give you one that was broken just because I exploited the fuck out of it. Marathon.
Yep.
Dual wield. UMP. With rapid fire.
It was so bad.
Oh my god, running around on the desert map with the plane.
Yeah, Rust.
No, not Rust. The other one. No,
oh, the other one.
The one with the cave in the middle.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah.
Just running in a complete circle and just mowing people down as they spawn.
Oh yeah, I do remember that. I keep thinking it was called Afghan. It's not Afghan.
It might have been.
It might be because I think it was map number 1 that it popped up. But yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
I mean, that was
in the middle of the desert, and you got that jumbo jet that's down.
Still some of the most fun I've ever had.
Dude, you want to talk about broken? How about Commando? Just how far you can lunge knife. It was ridiculous.
Oh yeah,
and then it was like 6 feet away. You would knife them, and then you get it pro, no falling damage. You know, it was really broken. The perk that you can swap your classes. You would get the care package. You'd swap to it. And it was left on the D-pad. When you vaulted and you hit left, the game would glitch out. You'd get infinite care packages. And I was that guy who would do that in a match and just call in constant score streaks. I was an asshole. Dude,
Damn.
So many people were cussing me out like, hey, you cheating bastard. And then like, how you doing that? We're like, I don't know. The game just decided to give me infinite care packages.
Did you ever get a nuke?
Yeah.
You probably got a lot of nukes, actually.
No, I got one. I wasn't that good. I had friends that got other nukes.
Best I ever did was a 23 kill streak. It was free for all, obviously.
Yeah.
It was favela with a thermal scope, and it's funny. It's like it was like I was average at best, maybe a little bit, like maybe like
I was okay then.
almost a C+.
Yeah, I didn't get good till MW3 or Black Ops.
It was just weird.
I dislike Black Ops multiplayer.
But man, okay, to be fair, the best mode we ever made in a game was when we would do
King of the Hill?
me,
me,
you, and Anthony versus 20 bots.
Yeah.
And it came to like 100, and they would all be
what.
expert on and we would only do the tiny maps.
Mm-hmm.
That was
like
the key.
Yacht. Yeah,
Yacht and
Black Ops 2
and Nuketown.
Yeah. Now, another game mode that would have been fun for MW2 that you would have liked. I don't know. It was in there, but it wasn't released. It was Global Thermonuclear War, and it was this nuke package that you'd have to sit on to gather, and like it would go in waves, and you'd have to sit on kind of like Hardpoint or King of the Hill, and whatever team filled it up first, a random person got it and called in the nuke. End of match.
Nice.
Pretty fun. But I think they figured it out when it was in the PC code, and then someone who had a JTAG console found it, and I remember playing because someone actually had it and hosted the match, and we were actually playing. I was like, why didn't this ever become a thing?
That sounds really cool.
It is
well,
cool.
I am trying to get my PlayStation 3 fixed.
Well, there
so
you go.
I don't know if the servers are
fun. There are some fun things though you can still do with it.
Don't know if the servers are still up, but maybe we can give it a try.
They possibly are. I wouldn't see why not. Activision keeps that stuff going forever.
Mm-hmm.
You'd be better off though, like I do. I have IW4X for Modern Warfare 2. That's the only way you can play it on PC now. There are no cheaters.
Nice.
They are constantly upgraded.
Nice. Well,
I'll have to show you.
Well, you can probably show me soon because we are out of time for this episode of The Name Doesn't Matter.
#TNDM.
And we will see you all in the next episode. Peace out.
Peace out, everyone.